Okay, so attacking an outpost with enemies. We're also going to talk about defending because it is a lot of the same principles. So step one, approach via multiple entrances. If we all use the same entrance, we are easy kill. So an outpost is going to have 4 entrances. 1, 2, 3, 4. We generally line up for south vision, as it's the largest advantage. So your main tank might be here. And what we would say about using multiple entrances is the best kill targets will be near the middle. If they're sitting on the outpost, they could be in the middle, or they could kind of be maybe the furthest away from your engaged tank. So instead of everybody, say you have 20 to 40 people lining up to all try and drop their damage in the middle, if you hit your E and you let your character move just to where your main tank moves in, they engage on the middle. If you hit E here, your character is going to walk right there on the choke, and they're going to channel the E here. And what that's going to create is 20 people right there. Easy for their tanks or defense tanks to just block that. Easy for their tanks to re-engage there and kill everybody. And so that's a problem. So how do we avoid that? There's a few ways. Some weapons have long range enough where you could go against a wall, say here, or say here. You don't even have to enter the outpost. Like a siege bow is a long range, and you can shoot through the wall over here. If you are, say, a longbow or something like this, good idea to maybe go through the choke instead of just hitting E and letting them walk automatically and dropping and stopping here. You could come through the choke, drop your damage here, through the choke, come here, drop your damage there. Also good to take different exits. So if your main tank's lined up here, um, you don't have to follow the herd all coming through here, because most of the attention is going to be on here. You can either come up on this wall and go through the wall, or you could come through this choke and do damage like this, coming this way, coming this way. The idea is just not to all use the same entrance point because it's easy to stop. These are only a few character models wide, easy to stop, and engage on just one choke. So try and take their ability away to do that. All right. Step 2, leave back entrance open for escape route. So I guess we're talking more about like it wouldn't make sense here if you're damaged. You wouldn't want to come to here and then drop damage on the middle, because if all these guys are here and we run from the south, they're all going to run this way. Right through anybody here and potentially kill them. So it's best to utilize the 3 entrances where the 3 Ralphs are. And the damage is going to be coming through here, through here, through here, and using kind of these walls around the different choke points. And remember, with the chokes, we're always going behind the choke or through the choke, but we never stand on the choke. And if it comes to a matter of you absolutely can't help but stand on the choke, you need to use your Gigantify or be prepared for different counter engages or CC from defense tanks. Step 3, find where to attack from without clumping in the middle of the outpost. So if especially if the boss, if they own the boss and they have guards around here, if they run to the north entrance, this is generally, so we're lined up in the south and we're picking different entrances to attack. Their exit is going to be this way. So if we telegraph and engage, and they position themselves now north of the outpost. It's easy for us to drop damage on the north here, but then it also sets up them to come in either from another entrance or whatever and counter engage on the middle. And while you're channeling damage in the middle on this north part, you're a giant clump and easy to kill. So if you stay outside near a wall, many range AoE abilities can reach the center of the outpost. Also, range attacks will ignore walls. So your abilities will go through the wall. It just depends how the range is. You can test it on an outpost to see which wall and which weapon is effectively hitting the middle. And depending on your weapon, you may have to come into the outpost, picking a different way. You just never want to stand on the choke. So you go through the outpost, drop your damage, back out the outpost. So all running into the same entrance equals dead. So that's like if I have 40 people here and my main tank is like, we're going to come through here. All they really have to do is leave their tanks there, position their damage here, and then when everybody comes in here, they just get their tanks to re-engage, damage follow up, and everybody's dead here. So this is why we want to make it difficult and use different entrances so we're not all clumped on the same one. Don't put yourself in a place that will kill you. So a lot of that is the choke points, and a lot of that is in the center of the outpost. So if you are avoiding that, say utilizing these areas and or against the wall, you're not going to be having as much trouble anyways. And now we will watch some videos of just that. So here's a video of us attacking an outpost, courtesy of Give Money. So right now you can see that people are lined up all on the same outlet. So there's 4 of these doors. 1, 2, you can see. But what is happening is there are 2 defensive tanks are sitting on the outside of the outpost here, which is a good place if you're a defensive tank. Not every defensive tank has to be watching this entrance. You can have defensive tanks out here where they started, and when the engage gets telegraphed, like you start seeing the golem move forward, you start seeing people go forward, you see night hounds, you see sprints. That is when the defensive tanks are going to try and prevent the engage, and that's just what they do here. So you can see them purging, you can see them popping smoke, and then now we have no damage. We've lost prime. Rose is going down because we were unable to get past the defensive tanks. Instead of dropping through the wall or picking a different entrance to drop on the middle, we all tried to go through the same entrance. And this is the problem here. I'll take a heal.
Careful, guys.
Yeah, we gotta see if we can kill this fucking. These D tanks are a bit of a nightmare. Let's come south of the outpost. South of the outpost. So we go to reposition, and then the one thing you have to worry about is that they can quickly come out of the outpost and do a fast engage on your team on the outside. So here is a choke point. I mean, there's the entrance there. Here's a choke point. You want to be at least half a screen away from here, because if the rock comes sprinting out here, it's gonna grab. It's gonna be about here, and about half a screen in front of it, it's gonna grab. And guess what happened? This is just that. So anybody who went this side, or if they went this way and towards the outpost is potentially getting killed. Oh, that's it. Get out, get out. And that's what happened. That was the end of that one. Look for an engage on the choke. So in this video, we're attacking Martlock Zerg, who is defending the outpost from within the outpost. They're gonna counter engage, so be ready for that. As you can see, all the silences on that choke, they're anticipating we're coming into the choke. I assume that's a defensive tank waiting to stop and mess with our engage. I'm gonna go in 3, in 2, in 1, and I'm engaging on their choke. Yeah, they just night hound. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Get ready for re-engage, ready for re-engage, ready for... So we, some people were maybe trying to utilize the wall there, but we're all working off one entrance, and we're not utilizing a lot of the outpost wall. And as a result, the D-tanks and the counter engages are quite effective. Okay, I'm gonna look for a quick engage back. In 3, in 2, in 1, I'm engaging again. Engaging again. So when I go to engage, there's not really any follow-up because people were clumped up and had to manage their health. So that was the next engage here.
We don't have enough, honestly.
They're so close. Like people are at like 1%. Oh, he's gonna die.
Fred.
We start resorting to just like taking one kill at a time, trying to get their D-tanks here. You can see they're smoke bombing, they're dropping on that entrance. There's there's bedrock maces, they're anticipating the engage because we're not again utilizing multiple entrances or the walls.
Yeah, we can't push up.
Okay, so damage is complaining that they cannot get their damage through because they're all trying to do it on the same spot. Enemies anticipating that and preventing it. Kill something on the choke, on the choke, on the choke, on the choke. We would start resorting to killing one at a time here. So we gotten 3 dead, but no like clump kills. It's all just getting maybe people out of a bit of position on their part.
Don't loot bodies. Don't loot bodies. Don't loot bodies.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're back in. Back on the choke. Back on the choke. I got everybody. I got everybody. So again, I got their whole team, but everybody's getting bounced back because we're trying to use one entrance and that bedrock mace and whatever else is preventing them. Back on the choke. Now they get counter drop because everybody's using the same entrance. So that longbow just dropped and killed poor Corianel. Give money almost died. I need a heal. I need a heal. I need a heal. Come back. Come back. Yeah, loot our friends if you can. Grab their stuff. I'm gonna grab this guy who's looting. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. On the choke. On the choke. On the choke. Kill the guy. The bow. Or that shit. Yeah. Kill that bow. Kill that bow. Okay, coming back. Come back. Come back. They're dropping. They're dropping. They're dropping. They're dropping. So they push out of the outpost, try and get us. As discussed before, that's something that they do. The rock can come out quickly and grab you from about, I would say half a screen to a screen, because the rock can really come to about here on a sprint and then capture like maybe this area. Counter engage in 3, in 2, in 1. Counter engage on the choke. Okay, cancel, cancel, cancel. So we had to cancel because that bedrock mace blocked that choke.
I'm out of mana.
Okay. I think we're only down 2. I think we still got this. They're running, I think. Yeah, they full run. Right, that's that video.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this video, we own the outpost and we're going to defend it. So the plan here is we don't want to be all in the middle. It's fine for our tanks to be kind of spread out here because they're going to be coming through the outpost likely. It depends what they do. Sometimes they go around the outpost, but I believe in this case they're kind of come through the outpost. And my plan is that there's this choke here. There's also this choke up here. I'm gonna try and re-engage on them on one of those chokes. Food up overcharge. Video courteous of John. We're gonna look to engage on the outpost and so right here we're a bit out of position, so people don't have no longer have the main tank on the screen. So this kind of creates a problem for a re-engage on the outpost. This D tank also creates a problem. He comes in, he purges, silences, smoke hounds, and then he's going to come here and wind wall. So that's really causing a problem. So I've got about 10 of them caught here, but now he's smoked, he's wind walling my damage all over the place. So important to, just as important when you're attacking an outpost, is defending it is not to all try and be taking the same route. You're just making it easy for one D tank to really shut down your whole Zerg. So like some people could have come up this way here, and dropped here and still landed because we're talking about not that far to get to, this is the damage area. So they could have come up this way, but a lot of them tried to come this way, kind of squaring up with the entrance that I'm dropping on. Where's my damage? So I'm wondering where my damage is because half the Zerg is at about a third health and nothing is dying. And then on the hold on the outpost, hold on the outpost, hold on the outpost. Can we get come through the outpost, through the outpost, through the outpost? So now we got a few kills and we kind of got these guys on the run. They're gonna get reinforced though. We want to make sure that if we're coming through here through the outpost, that we're keeping in mind that somebody could come in here and grab everybody. You just have to be like, get ready with your defensive in that. Anytime you're in this kill zone, basically any of the doors or the middle, you want to be ready with your defensives and be anticipating an engage. You can likely expect that they're going to drop damage on the most clumped things. So if they do counter engage, I would think it would be on this blob or that entrance. And you just like, you don't want to be near people is really the key. These people could utilize the top here. They could come this way. There are a bunch of greens coming in this way, so maybe the best idea through the outpost is to kind of come this way or even outside and work around. Just spread out, guys. Spread out in the outpost. So we're trying to do a bit of damage to the guys on the outpost. So this is a no-no. So if somebody came through this door and grouped these people, that's going to be game over. We want to make sure we're spreading out here around the outpost. If we are going to be inside the outpost defending it, we got to be spread out more. Dropping damage. And then push through the outpost, guys. Through the outpost. So what's happening is they have reinforcements coming from this side. So the idea is that we need to get through this outpost. There's actually an exit here on the southwest and there's a bridge. We need to get through there before this Zerg comes through here. Oh, wait. I make a funny call here because there's a bunch of dots down here. I'm trying to go north, but then these guys end up going north and bad things happen as a result.
Okay, look for me, guys. Look for me.
So I'm trying to get my Zerg to reposition because these guys needed to go north. But when I said go north, these guys end up actually going into the outpost and on the choke, which is not what I had intended. Here's where I am. My intention is to reposition on me, so there should be a pizza slice here, so it should go like this. And I should have DPS like this, and then I'm in the front and we're facing the Zerg, the threat this way. If they enter this outpost, we're going to then the pizza slice will be to this door and it should be like this. I don't think we do any of that.
We're gonna come back.
In fact, we just bump. and bad things happen.
On the outpost in 3. Wait. In 3, in 2, in 1.
So we're trying to drag them onto that choke and re-engage. But at this point, I've got so much half health people from them clumping there that it becomes impractical to now our engage is up, but our health is compromised, so it's making it difficult to engage.
On the outpost, on the choke. Drop on me.
So we try and do a quick drop, but now we got half a Zerg in our back line that's at half health. Some people are fleeing this way, which is a bridge. Some people will be going to the southwest. We're going to get totally scattered.
Okay, come back south.
The key is to try and always be positioned on the collar in the pizza slice, because once it gets to this point where people are going this way and people are going that way, they're like, you got people up here, people over there, people over there. We're at this point, we're just scattered everywhere and no longer effective.
Come back south.
So we try and reposition on the next choke point here.
To the choke south. Do we got an engage still? Okay, look for an engage, guys. In 3, in 2, in 1. On this choke.
So we're engaging on the choke, but again, we're not topped up, so a lot of people are more concerned about their health than they engage.
On this choke. Drop. Damage. Drop on the choke.
And here is where bad things happen. So this is the choke, right? I'm saying drop on the choke. We should be in like a pizza formation again, so damage should be kind of on the outside of this here. And the D tanks actually should be up here, kind of past me. So always behind the choke, in front of the choke, or through the choke, but never on the choke. And that's the mistake we're gonna make.
Finish him on the choke.
And I actually thought everybody's looting here, but it turns out they just were standing there. So the guy dies, they re-engage on all of us, and that's it.
Oh, that was a bad loot, boys.
I think they're looting, but
There's no recovery.
that's that.